Hello, welcome back to May Reads Books. Today I'm doing the second book in the Harry Potter series, which is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So usually I do not do videos of the second book in a series because I've done one, I think it was the second book in Murder Most Unladylike, because this is a bit worrying for a 10-year-old, but I went in a murder mystery. I loved them and they're really good. And Murder Most Unladylike, I know it's about Harry Potter today, but in Murder Most Unladylike, it's not it's a child's murder mystery. That sounds wrong to some people, but it makes sense once you've read the books and you've discovered what they're about, and they make sense. They're for kids. Okay, so this is the second one, and the first one was my highest, kind of the whole series in general, but I did a review on the first one. It was my highest video ever. It was it was the highest one I've ever made. And yeah, but it was the highest video I've ever made, of watches and views. So, and I thought, give the people what they want, get more views, get more subscribers. And also, I know that sounds very petty, and I do this because I like to do this, not just because of the subscribers. Kind of because of the subscribers, but most of it is because I really want to, and I love reviewing books. And to my friends who do not care about reading at all, and if they do, it's comics and stuff, I'm just have you read this new book? It's great. And they're just yeah, and then they they're bored of me because I talk way too much about books that they've never heard of. So I talk to people who actually want to hear it. So I'm just kind of rattling on and on now. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling is Harry's second year at Hogwarts, most of it. So it starts with Harry at the Dursleys' house, and he's in his room, and Hedwig is not allowed out of the cage, and his uncle is giving out to him because Hedwig is screeching to get out, but they're not letting Hedwig out at all. So these people who are going to have this large order from Mr. Dursley's company came over to dinner, and Harry had to stay up in his room and pretend he wasn't alive. And Mrs. Dursley had made this very fancy cake with cream and cherries and puddings, and it was made especially for the night at dinner. And Harry was planning to do exactly what he was supposed to do. Sit in his room, maybe read some books, play some board games, stare out the window, stare at Hedwig, whatever. But that couldn't work because as soon as he went up to his room, a house elf named Dobby was sitting on the bed. And we're it's a house elf. And house elves, if you've read these books or watched these movies, house elves are strange. So this house elf started saying Harry couldn't go back to Hogwarts. The house elf produced loads of letters from Harry's friends, which were literally Harry had thought his friends weren't writing to him, but it was actually Dobby had been taking the letters before they could get to Harry. And every time the elf tried to say a word against his master, because house elves are servants, he bashed himself with the lamp or against the wall. So it was difficult, but Harry said he had to go back to Hogwarts because it's Hogwarts. How can you not go back, no matter what? So then Dobby smashed the cake on top of the customers' heads, and Harry got in huge trouble and they put bars on his windows, and there was the door was completely locked, and there's a little cat flap installed so his meals could go through. And that's where Harry lived basically his whole life, and his room became a mess. Well, not his whole life. That sounds wrong. Only for a week or so. His owl was dying to get out, and he was just sitting there with clothes and books and rubbish of his food everywhere. But then Ron Fred and George Weasley came in a magical flying car, yanked the bars off the window, brought Harry's stuff into the car, and Harry spent the rest of the summer at the Weasley's house. And they went, and in the flying car, they went to King's Cross Station, but Harry and Ron couldn't get onto the platform 9 3/4. And then the train left and they couldn't get onto the platform. The whole gateway thingy was blocked. And they were the last people there, so there wasn't anyone to help them get through the gate. So what could they do except steal the flying car and fly it, following the train to get to Hogwarts? But they flew into the Whomping Willow and got in huge trouble. So things were strange. A house elf had tried to prevent Harry from going to his school. Then the wall of the platform was blocked, like you couldn't get through. I've explained this in my first Harry Potter video. If this doesn't make sense, go watch that video. Then come back and watch this, and then subscribe if you haven't already. Then like this video if you haven't already. Then like all my videos, please. Okay, back to the story. So, Harry and Ron, I believe, were in the car and had flown into the Whomping Willow. And Harry kept hearing voices like, "I'm going to kill you. I want to eat you. I need blood." Like in the walls, but nobody else could hear them at all. And Harry discovers he's a parcel tongue, which means basically you can speak a snake's language. Like you can talk to snakes, but not any other animals. And sorry, like I'm thinking. So it's hard to explain, but basically things start to get petrified, like people and a cat. The first thing was a cat, actually. It was stone, like it was just turned to stone. Petrified means either really scared or turned to stone, and it was the second option. So, and then loads of people, and Hermione Granger, Harry's friend, Ron's friend, was turned to stone. And then Ron's sister was taken into the Chamber of Secrets. I realised I should have explained this further back in the video. The Chamber of Secrets is this room that when Salazar Slytherin was banned from Hogwarts, he built a secret room filled with a monster. And only the heir of Salazar Slytherin can open it. One of the heirs was Lord Voldemort himself. You don't know who Lord Voldemort is? Well, I'll explain him. Basically, so Harry Potter is famous in the... Oh no, this is going to confuse everyone else. Just watch my first video. You'll understand what he is. Now, basically he's this really evil guy that like traded his soul to live forever and stuff. And he killed Harry and left him like this lightning... Well, he tried to kill Harry and left him that lightning scar on his forehead. And he made Harry an orphan. And Harry defeated him also when he was a baby, like a tiny little baby, and didn't do anything. He just defeated Voldemort. And then he defeated him again when he was 11. And I don't want to spoil for if he's 12. But basically, Harry has to go down into the Chamber of Secrets to rescue all the people, to stop any more from getting petrified, and also to save Ginny's soul. And what he finds down there is kind of more creepy than a giant snake, which is also what's down there. I don't want to spoil anything else because I realize I spoil most of my videos I spoil. Like I'm like, oh, and then the murderer was, and then I spoil. So you have to read the book this time. You do not just need my random summary of the book. Okay, so I love this book because the characters are kind of that perfect blend between characters in real life, like they have the same emotions and you can kind of relate to the characters. And then they're kind of like Ron's house and Ron's life is, apart from being a wizard, it would still be really funny and like fun to live in that big house glued together by magic. I know, Also, you can't live a normal life if your house is glued together by magic. But I have a feeling if there was a book about Ron and his family, or just Harry, and there wasn't magic involved or Hogwarts or anything, you could still make a good story out of them because their lives. And Hermione, you don't actually get much of Hermione's backstory. There's a bit like she's a Muggle born, like obviously she's not Muggle because she's Hermione Granger. I think most girls see themselves as Hermione even if they don't really like reading that much, but like you. Most people can see themselves as Hermione, the one that, like, the clever one, the one that's smart and she's slightly cheeky, but most girls don't really go like, oh, I'm so Cho Chang, I'm so Luna. I don't think anyone would just instantly attach themselves to Luna because no one really wants to be like Luna unless you like Luna, like, and are proud of it. But I think Luna's funny, and I think Cho Chang is a nice character. But girls either go, I'm so Hermione, I'm so Ginny, and I think I'm not a boy, so I don't know. But I think if I was a boy, I would instantly relate to Harry Potter, no matter what. If I was the most evil person on earth, I would go like, I'm so Harry Potter. And maybe some people relate themselves to Voldemort. I don't know. I'm not another person. Some people make things up to try and act funny. That's what happens most of the time in my school. Anyways. So, this book is 10 out of 10 because it's in the Harry Potter series. Best book ever. I know this video was kind of weird because I talked weird. But believe me, I'm wrecked. I stayed up so late reading the Skandar series. I'm going to do a review on that. What happens is I got the first book from the library, and obviously I can't review the second because that will just confuse and spoil and ruin everything. So I'm going to wait till I can check it out from the library again because I kind of want to read the first one anyways. And, okay, I'm going to just explain everything I loved about this book because, I mean, it's a great book. The cover. I know this isn't like a original. Oh, by the way, I turned these lights on and the pom-poms are sticking to my jumper. So, they're nice. So, anyways, the cover I love because it's so detailed. If you see, like, there's a snake with its gem eyes and phoenix. And there's Harry, obviously. And there's Ginny Weasley, who most people don't actually realise this, but Ginny Weasley is actually sitting there right in the background. In the back there's Dobby, which I think is great. Dobby, I mean. And then this book is definitely a great book. My sister, who is 7 years old, is on the 4th book. We're all very avid readers, and I think Harry Potter is like a favourite, a tweet between all of us because it's just such a great story. I think some people unite with Harry Potter. Like, I think you can whoever drew this totally captured the whole aspect of the Chamber of Secrets. Anyways, it was so exciting. Some bits where you're just like, oh my god, I'm so like Harry. Oh my god, I can so understand that. And some bits you're just like, that never happens. I mean, it's not realistic at all, but it's not meant to be realistic. There's dragons and elves and an evil lord who keeps coming back till a 17-year-old kills him. Or 13, 14. You never know until you finish the series, which you should. Also, if you like this book, you'll definitely like Keeper of the Lost Cities, because, okay, the Keeper of the Lost Cities books actually say in a little diamond, perfect for fans of Harry Potter. And, like, not most books say perfect for fans of this one every time a book, but, like, it is, because I love it even more. So, sorry, Harry Potter fans. J.K. Rowling. I know there's some very devoted people who like Harry Potter, but I read different books and I grow up and I get sick of one book. I used to like this Holly Webb called The Reindeer Girl, and I thought it was amazing, like the best book ever, and I loved it and read it. But then I kind of grew out of that book and started liking things like Harry Potter and more fantasy books. Like I started reading more imaginative books. Like I used to just read these books. I lost a cat. Yay, I found the cat. And then books get kind of sickening after a while. I read so many of them books, and it was basically, this is what happened. Oh no, I lost my cat. Everyone's so sad. The world has ended. Yeah, I found my cat. Everything's the best. I'm so happy, and this cat is healthy. Yay. And then there's stuff that's and then when the author's finished with that series with heaps of different characters and heaps of different cats doing the exact same thing, then there's, oh no, I lost my puppy. How will I ever live? Yes, found my puppy. I'm the best person ever. But then you start reading more interesting books, like more plots, more of a plot. You don't think of one plot. That's boom, plot right there. Then you have to go and write another book. I'm not explaining this right. What I mean is, some series have the same plot for every book, just different characters and different like names and scenes, but basically the same thing is happening. But with the Harry Potters, Keeper of the Lost Cities, Scandars, a series of unfortunate events. It's not the same thing happening every time. And also, why aren't you watching the series of unfortunate events video? It's just a thumbnail. We can fix the thumbnail. Just watch it and please subscribe and like all the videos. Even the series of unfortunate events. It's my least watched video, but I love them books. I got them for Christmas and they're so good. Also, I'm officially 11 now. I turned 11 last Monday. And it's Wednesday now. I went swimming today. It was a good day. Anyways, I definitely very much enjoyed this book. It's not the best in the whole series because obviously there's the third and the fourth. And the Heavenly Seventh one, which is like, oh, I just love it so much. And I've talked way too long and you're probably bored but want to finish this video like I do because I'm like, oh, this video is so boring, but I must keep watching it. So I'm going to let you off and do whatever you want. Probably read some books because not many people would watch a book review channel, but they don't like books because why would they be watching book reviews if they still got heaps of books that they got for Christmas that they never read because they don't really enjoy books? And sometimes people send you books that you don't really want and you don't really like, but you don't care because the books are amazing actually. Like the covers, sometimes covers just put you off. Like, oh, that's bad illustrations. This can be a stupid book. Bye. I'm going to read this book, which is gorgeous art, and it turns out to be terrible. And then you go back to the other book and it's actually amazing. And they should have switched covers. So, I have actually strayed so much from the plot of Harry Potter. I know I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. I stayed up so late last night, and definitely today was very busy. Yeah, busy. My sister had karate, and I went to book club. Also, definitely read more books. If you read a lot already and you're a bit like me and you read like so much, I read so much and it's painful the amount I read, but I don't care because I love the stories. And if you don't like long books, like not everyone can do a book like Harry Potter because they're ginormous, but like read things like Bunny vs. Monkey, which is great and I've read them, and Lushkin, which is by the same author and is even better. Dogman's, maybe just read shorter books like Hollywebs because I was stuck on Hollywebs even though they were basically the same story. Things like books with more illustrations than words. Things like Percy Jackson, which are easy like and funny and they're not like droning on and on. And also just books that like have short chapters. I don't care how many chapters there are, but I like it when there's the short chapter because you can read a page and then you're done the chapter and you don't have to remember page numbers or stick a bookmark in because. So, I know I've taught. Oh my god, I've said this three times and I still haven't left. So bye. Oh, flip, it's not.